The title of this video is hilarious. Hey, what's up, internet? This is Quentin Davis, and I don't have my glasses on, so it'll be a little trouble seeing this guy, but I did bring him this time because I came prepared. And the last two videos I did not, but I did this time. So if you ever watch Fox News and you see Juan Williams, you probably think, what the fuck is this guy doing on this show? The stuff he's saying actually makes sense. And here he is, further exemplifying that as he asks whether Trump can get the Latino vote and is somehow challenged on that. Juan also talks about Trump apparently claiming that he talked to the president of Mexico about the wall. Now, when I saw the speech in Mexico, I didn't see him claim that, but I don't know because I haven't seen. But I think anyone claiming that he did talk about the wall is going against Trump, because Trump even said himself that he did not talk about the wall. So if Fox News commentators are saying that he talked about the wall, then yeah, they are lying, and that's ridiculous.
What he appeared to do yesterday, which you guys were saluting so aggressively, saying, hey, he went down there, he looked presidential, he took the initiative by beating Hillary Clinton to take the trip to Mexico. Yeah. This was outreach. This was saying, hey, listen, if you had doubts about his temperament, about his ability to deal as an American leader on the international stage, here's Donald Trump. So that's what you guys saluted. Well, then within hours, the story began to shift. Oh, yeah, he did talk about the wall. And yes, President Peña Nieto said, no, I'm not paying for a wall. Well, Donald says he didn't bring it up. Now it looks like he lied about it.
No,
let me finish.
No, clarify
Hang
that,
on. He certainly did. So let me finish.
Well,
so then he goes down to Phoenix, and he gives a speech. And the speech absolutely repels the Latino community. So you had people who were on his Latino or Hispanic Advisory Council who I think in specific here, Jacob Morty, National Hispanic Advisory Council, they were trying to get him to be more reasonable. They were willing to play ball with Donald Trump. Now they're quitting, resigning. They're not necessarily going over to Hillary, but they're gone. So Eric yesterday was saying to me, oh, you know what? They're going to bump up the numbers with the Latino community. Forget about that. Outreach, zero. And what did the Clinton campaign?
You guys have to make a bet on that.
We did already. And then the Clinton campaign, what did the Clinton campaign do? Clinton campaign says, oh, well, you know what? We're just going to retweet Ann Coulter. We're going to retweet David Duke, because they're the biggest people who loved that speech last night. When you're talking about a deportation task force, when you're talking about kicking out people, I mean, most Republicans don't believe that we should be kicking out people, but that's Donald Trump. So no pivot, no change. The guy you knew is the guy you got.
I can just clarify, he didn't lie about it. They didn't discuss Mexico paying for the wall. They discussed the wall. Trump even said in front of the guy, there's going to be a wall.
Yeah, no, pay for the wall.
Right, well,
he said,
they
disagree.
There's no disagreement
I see.
on that.
Here's what John Podesta said. Not just
you mean Clinton's Podesta?
Yes. Not just the case that he choked in the room. He came out of it and lied about it. That's what he did.
Well, Peña Nieto clarified a comment that he made right afterwards. So,
and after Juan and Eric Bolling had that exchange, Kimberly Guilfoyle and Greg Gutfeld had this one.
I guess my point is, I can't see after that speech Hispanics going, hey, you know what? Now I like him. I just don't see that. So I'm wondering, is there enough white people left that he can get? So that he can write off everybody else.
I just wouldn't be. I think you guys are in for a surprise here, because, you know, I mean, you're talking about my people. I'm telling you that so many of the Hispanics that I talk to and African Americans that are Trump supporters, I think you're underestimating what he's been able to accomplish, and prepare yourselves.
But I mean, the polls don't show that.
Well, that's not true. There's new polls even out now, and it shows also that Trump is doing better with American-born Hispanics. There's a new Rasmussen poll out as well. I'm saying just give it a moment to breathe.
Alright, so after seeing this video, my opinion on the topic really hasn't changed much, but I thought since this is back in the news, it'd be a good excuse, now that I've branded my channel as a news about the news channel, it would be a good excuse to talk about something that I would have talked about a long time ago if I had a YouTube channel at the time. Now, of course, it's ludicrous to say that any candidate would get 0% of any minority group or demographics vote. I mean, I don't even think Trump has 100% of the guys with Confederate flags on their front porch vote. I think he has close, but not 100%. Maybe 85. But that being said, it's really hard to capture the vote of a minority group that you've been demonizing for almost a year now. You can decide that they're who you're for or they're who you're against. Mitt Romney famously said that he didn't want the vote of 47% of the country, and that might be why he didn't win the election, but Latinos make up only just 17% of the population, so he could just decide he doesn't want their vote. And considering his declining poll numbers, that might not be the best idea, but when you've spent such a large portion of your campaign demonizing Latinos, you can't just walk around masquerading like you love them oh so very much and pretending to reverse your policies while at the same time still saying you're keeping those policies. You can bring on your Latino buddies that make up 0.00007 of the Latino population, and have them tell all the Latinos that would somehow vote for you in any given chance that they should vote for you because you're not racist and you love Latinos. Well, it doesn't work like that. Latinos aren't your little sheep that come to your rallies. They're not just going to vote for you because someone with their same skin tone said, hey, vote for him, he's not racist. It's kind of like when the Hillary campaign tried to appeal to Bernie supporters, and they started doing this stupid tweeny bopper shit as if that was going to get him, but they didn't realize that what people loved about Bernie was his policy. And you can't just go around with stuff like this. You think that millennials were attracted to a 70-something-year-old man with bad hair because he was up on the trends? Fuck you. The problem with politicians is that they think they can point their finger at a group of people and say, oh, don't trust these people, these are bad guys, these guys, bad girls, these girls, bad non-binary people, these thems, and they think they can do all that and then just turn around and say, oh, but I love them so much. And most of them aren't that way, but you just said most of them are. You can't say some and most interchangeably, they're different words. You can't just demonize a group of people and then turn around and ask for their vote. It doesn't make sense. While Trump's reversal on his immigration policies, or his reversal, says more about his flip-flopping than it does about his ability to realize when he's wrong, it still means nothing and will get him 0% of the Latino vote. Any person of Latin American descent who is voting for Trump now was already voting for him before all of this happened. It's not going to get him any more of the Latino vote than he already had. And of course, just know that his reversal went from a reversal to a re-reversal, and that was just a few days later. And the cycle just keeps on going. If you like this video, please like it. And if you feel like you have something you can add to the conversation, please use the comment section for that. And also, if you think that I wasn't really on point on this video, or that you didn't like what I said, the comment section can also be utilized in that respect. And of course, as always, if you're still watching this video, I love you more than my emotionally detached personality will allow me to express, and that frustrates me deeply. And I promise this won't become a regular thing because I don't want to get sued by my idols at Comedy Central, but while I was researching for this video, I did see a video, and it's just wonderfully horrible. It's a fluff piece that Fox News did on Donald Trump and whether or not he would get the Latino vote, and I think it's just hilarious, so here you go.
Now to the campaign trail. Donald Trump has just finished a meeting with Hispanic leaders at a roundtable session in Las Vegas. It was closed to the press. Most experts listening to Trump over recent days believe he's betting that changing his stance on immigration, or the way he talks about it, will get him new votes from Latinos, while not alienating the base that gave him the nomination. It is a big gamble. Chief Political Correspondent Carl Cameron with the Trump campaign in Las Vegas.
In Nevada, a state with a large Latino population, Donald Trump allowed cameras only for a moment before speaking privately with Hispanic leaders behind closed doors.
We've been doing very, very well with the Latinos.
His stunning reversal this week, in which he said he might not deport all 11 million illegal immigrants in the U.S., was welcome news for most Latino leaders. But after promising to deport all illegal immigrants for more than a year and pounding his former rivals as weak for that position, he faced a backlash from conservative white supporters, including women.
Are you ready to make America great again?
Former GOP vice presidential nominee and Alaska Governor Sarah Palin, who campaigned for and with Trump several times this year, said, quote, if Mr. Trump were to go down a path of wishy-washy positions, there would be massive disappointment. Conservative activist Ann Coulter, whose new book, Boosting Trump, just came out, wrote plainly, quote, there's nothing Trump can do that won't be forgiven except change his immigration policies. Coulter said Trump had said something, quote, stupid and would do so again, but was not backing down from mass deportations. Trump said again this week that he would build a border wall and make Mexico pay for it, which Mexico denies, and deport violent and career criminals, but suggested otherwise law-abiding citizens might be allowed to stay.